We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Ryan Wall Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head women's soccer coach Ryan Wall. And Ryan, you guys are coming off a big performance on Sunday against Salem. You tie the season high with 6 goals. Talk about that game and kind of what was working for your girls.
That game's it's one with the, we're probably our favorite to win that. Salem's had a rough run, but for us, it's an opportunity to really work through a few things we want to do before the end of the season. Tactics, shape, the whole bit, and it went well. I mean, you can get into those games and it can be a sticky 0-0 all the way through, and then it's just not happening. But we converted a few goals early on, and then in the first half, it was good to get some of the people that have been not having as many minutes off the bench, and they got some time in the first half. And then the second half, we're back to the starting lineup. We did the same thing again, some quick fire goals straight off the bat, and then for about 35 minutes, our whole second line off the bench came and got a good run, which was great because that's what we really want to build. We want to build a good unit of 20-plus players that can really play, and they got a good bit of experience. And I also, to be fair, I also saw a few things from some of the players that came off the bench, which was really good to see.
And for you as a coach, what's that like to be able to get all those depth pieces in that might not normally see minutes and see them preserve that shutout for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, the college season's really short. So sometimes, I mean, it does happen that players don't really get the opportunity to be seen. So when we have a chance like this in a game like that, it's not about racking up scores. It's about getting people that don't usually get minutes a chance in a real game so we can have a look at them. And like I said, there were some players that I was very pleased with and what they did when they came on the field. And it wasn't just that, okay, we're playing against not a stronger opposition, but it was the way they played when we were doing that. So it was quite impressive.
And since we last talked, you guys clinched a spot in the MEC tournament last week. Talk about what that was like to kind of get that spot secure and now kind of be battling for seeding over these last couple of games.
It's been really good. I mean, this is obviously I've only been in here a few weeks, and it's been really, really pleasing to get a playoff spot. We don't know yet, and we'll probably talk about that in a minute, whether we're going to be third or fourth in the playoff spot. But for us, it's good, and it's a good reward to this group of girls who, since I've come on board, they've just worked their socks off, and they've been really, really good to coach. And I'm glad we've got a postseason game to look to beyond Wednesday, and who knows, we may have another one after that. So that's the way we're approaching it.
And one of the girls I really wanted to highlight is Sam Faulkner. She stepped in net and took over since the injury of Olivia Kashira. Talk about her and kind of how she's kind of steadied that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Sam's done well. I mean, she was dropped right in it with Olivia's injury, and I think Olivia got the injury after being in a game where she was Player of the Week for the conference, so it was a really big game for her. So Sam stepped in, and we had a really tough run of games that she had to step into, but did very well. Made some good saves. The attitude was right, and it was very, very pleasing to see somebody because, you can be a backup keeper the whole season, never see any minutes, but this season's one of those that people are getting in and they're seeing minutes, and it's down to them to perform, and she did well.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head women's soccer coach Ryan Wall. And Ryan, game coming up tomorrow, a big game obviously. Not only is it a rivalry game, but it's a battle for the 3-4 seed. Talk about this game and kind of how you keep your players focused on the task at hand rather than looking at everything surrounding it.
Yeah, it's what they call in soccer, it's a local derby game, so it's going to be exciting. Obviously I know the coach there at West Lib, Pete, and I coach the Highlanders together, so we know each other. There's a familiarity. But make no mistake about it, they're going to want to win. We're going to want to win. It's a good opportunity for a good competitive game of soccer. It's interesting because our schedules and our records are almost identical this season. And so it's that one-off game. I think there's a little bit of playoff implications. We can jump to third if we win there, or they'll get third if we don't win. So it's one of those things. There's a little bit at stake about that, but I think it's mainly for the ladies to really show what they've been doing this season and put it in play, and really have an exciting game and come out smiling on the end of it. We're looking to get something out of the game, no mistake about it, and it's going to be a good night.
And talk about the matchup overall. This is a team the girls saw earlier this year on homecoming and had a tight battle with them. What do you think your team learns from that first meeting as they now head on the road to face them again here in this final game of the year?
Well, I think the main thing is, I guess the first meeting we were behind. I think we were 2-1 behind. I wasn't here at the time, but it was we lost 2-1 at home. So I think maybe the girls are looking for a little bit of revenge, as you say, to really right that result. And it's going to be up to them. And I think we have the talent in our roster to really do it. I've been saying that to the girls. We've got some real ability on the roster, and it's about just delivering on the night and not thinking about too many things. Just focus on your own performance. Everybody does that collectively. We'll do quite well. It should be good. The men's team playing before us against Westlake, so it's two local derby games, as they say, and we're just excited about it.
And finally, talk about what your message to your girls is at this point. Obviously, you have the playoff spot clinched. What are you telling your girls now as you get ready for this postseason run?
Well, I've been telling them before the Salem game that we have 3 cup finals left, and that's the approach to it. And the first one we knocked off, and we beat Salem, and then the second one's on Wednesday night. And then we do that, and then we got another one on Sunday, which would be the playoff game. And so the idea is, can we get 3 for 3? Can we see if we can do that and take that approach? And it's all about enjoying it as well. I mean, sometimes we get away from that because we get very serious, but if you go out there and put 100% in, the likelihood is we're going to get something out of it and enjoy it in the process. So that's kind of what we've been conveying.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.